Hey, this is Tracy with Color Me This. I am working on episode 54, and I have a new copy of the Small Victories. The previous copy that I showed you guys has too many pages with double registers. It's in one segment. You can see that when you look at the spine, it is sectioned in groups, and one of the groups toward the back of the book, I think it's the second of the last one, almost every page is double registered. So I went ahead and flagged all of the pages that have the problem and ordered a new one. I have broken in my spine, and my plan is to work on this book. It will be the first coloring book I've colored in. Of course, I did color in the other version. Now that other book is double registered, so I don't want them, it needs to be thrown away. It's not a book that anybody will want to use. So I hope they don't try to resell it. So I'm going to leave the little red flags that I put in and write the notes, flawed something when I turn it in, to hopefully keep some poor soul from getting stuck with that book. So I already colored this page. I'm going to recolor it today, and I'm going to be going through, I did a tally of all of my sets of pencils, and the first list here, which I can't even tell, the camera is so far up high that I can't tell if you can see all of the numbers, but if you can't, it starts with A, ends with S, because I don't have anything past the S, and so there are 16 distinct sets of pencils. I have multiples of many of these and small sets of a lot of them, so I will be working with the biggest set I have of each, not the smaller sets. In a lot of cases, I bought a smaller set, then got the larger set, or I bought the larger set and then wanted a smaller set to share with coloring group people. So I am just sitting here with the Amazon Basics, which happens to be I haven't looked at the poll actually for the last couple of days, and Amazon Basics was in the lead for being my next set to do the walkthrough, so I have been working with them. I already have swatches on Nina Cover Copy, which is the card crafting material, and so I'm actually violating my own rules of doing these again on the Bristol Vellum. So these are my swatches. They are very old. I did them long ago. So I will be using these to help come up with the blends that I want to do. And I will try to talk a little bit about how I feel about the pencils in real time as I'm coloring. I'm going to limit my time. I know that this image is quite small. Below the list of the 16 sets that I have of the budget type pencils, I have the set of professional pencils that I own, and I haven't figured out how I would want to integrate them, if I want to color with them individually. Like I have never colored anything with the luminance. I have used certain luminance pencils when I do nature drawings, same with all of them. The only set that I have actually colored something using the set is the Faber-Castell, the Polychromos. I've colored a couple of things. So it would be interesting to me to go ahead and mix these in somehow with my budget pencils just for fun, so that my book will have a sampling of all different sets of pencils. And then I can show these different projects to coloring group people. My other thoughts are that I have these images. Some of them are, nicely laid out. You have 6 houses. Do I want to do different colors, or do I want to instead have it be different sets of pencils? I have not decided any of that yet, because I'm just kind of going through, and I just want to get started and not overthink it, the whole analysis paralysis part of the story. So I am sitting here in the recliner. I've got my camera up, I'm probably going to move it back down so that you're just looking at what I'm coloring. And again, as I color, I'll go ahead and talk a little bit about whatever, this kind of a chat and color. And I'm going to limit the time, though ironically, how I would tell my time. Actually, I have a thing I can tell time. It is 6:58 right now. So I'm going to go for about 45 minutes. I don't know how long I've even filmed. So maybe 40 minutes. So with these Amazon basics, as I drop my camera back down close, they have a huge core. So I haven't sharpened a lot of the pencils, and I'm trying to finish up my combo sheet, and I only have skin tones left. But when I did the lavenders, I went ahead and sharpened these bad boys, and they are just a massive, I don't even know if there's another set that has the core as big. This is how they come, kind of a blunt, and then they get sharp, and this is how sharp they get with the jar links. And then let's see if I can show you these cores. They're just huge. They're 4mm, and I haven't measured. I will be doing all of the measuring and the tests and everything at a later date. I am just going through, starting my list in alphabetical order, and we'll see how I want to change it up. Already on the second page, I'll probably be doing some small vignette type colorings using a variety of sets. So on that note, I am going to pull out, I just have these purples, but they were not even pulled out to color this image. They were just out for doing the combos. So I am going to pick something fun. So I have a light to dark. I'm gonna hold them. I always hold my sets, so this is my lights to darks pink, and I hold them in my right hand in a group. It was finally very, very warm today, and I had a lot of outdoor things to do. So it's nice to actually be in the air conditioning, in my recliner, relaxing. This is the, the cover page, so it's not like the normal paper is, but it is a very slick, smooth surface. I'm actually sitting quite far away. That light pink is very light. I might be wanting to, sorry, that's me playing with my light. It is not plugged in, and so I might want to put it on the charger. And I cannot see these. This is the silver that's very hard to see. Carmine is the darkest color I pulled. I don't even remember. I haven't opened the other book today, so I don't remember what colors I used. I figured this is a 72 set, so it's not really like I can pick the exact same colors because it's going to have so many less than the Brutfuner 120s that I colored the last one with. should have brought some craft glasses, I can tell. All right, so I'm gonna pause you guys so I can get better lighting going. I think this light needs to be plugged in. So I will return shortly. Well, that is light years better. I don't know if it's much better for you, but it is way better for me. So this is Rose 514. And I was using it to darken up these pinks because they're a little light. I bet I could have not pulled 4 and just done 2. So I read somewhere, somebody put in the comments of a video that you can, it had something to do with the Creative Haven paper and the coloring books that they have, and it's published by Dover Publishing. So it said that you can go to Dover Publishing and sign up to get free page downloads. So I did that, I don't know, 3 days ago, and got a whole bunch of downloads. And then I got a mail today, and I got a whole bunch more downloads, including a type of coloring that oh hey, you guys couldn't see me. Well, we will see how that goes. And I just bumped I'm gonna move this so that my elbow won't hit it. Anyhow, so I got my second little email blast downloads that are the color by number. They're a grayscale. I do like to color with grayscale, and the numbers are very faint. And I thought that that would be a really fun option for me to try, as well as to have people in my group, if they're struggling with choices, this at least gives them a basic choice, and then within that color they can then choose if they want to blend or if they just want to keep it simple. So I thought that was really fun, and I can't wait to try that out. Let's see, these I think are, nope, that's it. Let's go in the middle here. It's very weird for me to color with the page not flat. Even though I did break the spine this first page, being that it's the back of the cover, it is not totally flat. All right, I want to get some more color going there. We'll try hot pink. This is that super pale. I think it's just called pink, but it is quite light. All right, there's my two little flowers. And rather than put these away, I am just going to leave them. And we're going to work on the centers now. Okay, let's see how this goes. I find it way easier to color this left side. Let's see if we can do that over here. And what do you guys see? I hope that I know it's at an angle, but I hope you can see it. All right, I think that I would like to carry over this orange on these little guys. Okay. Now, I had in mind blue. Let's see how it goes. All right, so these little bells, just two little tiny bells. And I will keep track of the colors I have used, and they will be listed on my blog post for this episode. They're definitely not as soft as the Brute Funer squares. It's a little bit harder to get the color to stick to this smooth cardstock on the cover. All right, so I think I will continue I don't talk a lot, do I? It's hard for me to talk while coloring. Let's see what this looks like. We've got lots of leaves and then these two flowers left. Okay, so greens. And then I'll be thinking of what to do with these little round guys. All right, so I am grabbing my swatches to look for greens. And I can tell you that the dark greens are somewhat problematic. They're just not all that dark. I'm seeing a possibility here. And we're going to grab this. So we're going to do a couple of different green tones. Don't want jade. Interesting. Oh, here's peppermint. Okay. Have to sharpen them. I might be cutting this pausing in between out. So we're gonna use this first. This is called peppermint. the next color, I guess I didn't even talk about the colors because I couldn't see them when it was darker. Viridian. I'm having to go over this a couple of times because of this smooth cardstock. And I actually think I wouldn't mind going one darker than Viridian. Nope. I found emerald, but I need to sharpen it. Okay, so that took 3 of those little tiny leaves, used 3 colors to get the vibrancy I was after. Okay, so I am going to switch now from this tone. I've got my 3, and I am going to go to an olive tone. And let's see, I've also got, this is pretty bright. Okay, so I was thinking, this is olive green, and the light one is lime. Oops, sorry about that. I see some little leaves that wouldn't mind being light. And I'll darken them up with something other than moss green, or olive green. Okay, we have some big leaves, and let's see, what do we want to do with the big ones? We have a color called plain old green. I am going to pull it, and let's just see what it looks like. I don't know if it was the best idea for me to pick my maiden voyage of doing the inside front cover as my first actual coloring page in a coloring book. Alright, so those are big enough that I'm going to go with a dark near the flower and then lighten up around the edges. So that was grass. Emerald is a good dark. Yep, that is probably the darkest I'm going to get. I can also go in with a little bit of black at the end if I want to really get some darks in here in this little tiny scene. All right, now I need a light. I'm going to use this. It's coming along pretty cute. So here's my thought on these two pom-pom flowers. I'm going to leave them white, and I want to see how dark I can get the sky around them, and then I'll decide what color I want to use. I'm trying to leave just a little bit of white on the edge of these leaves, but not very much. All right, so now let's try some sky. So the sky has got to be a dark blue. What is my darkest blue? My darkest blue is I think it's 529. 529. We'll try it. 529. Right here. It is Prussian blue 529. So as I said, doing all the little combos and different things with these, I can definitely feel the constraints of only having 72 colors and not having the darks go dark enough and the lights go light enough. So as I come out with this blue, you are going to see what I mean. Because this is very smooth paper, so the color is even less dark than it would be if it was on toothy paper. So my goal is to probably go through in the darkest dark areas with either a dark gray or black, and then I'd like these, that's a star, and there's a bigger star, so I'm gonna try to leave those not colored in, and then I'm gonna put something fun in them. I have neon yellow that kind of seems fun. It is a jelly roll neon. So when I did this little scene with the brute funers, I did not fade to a lighter color. So I'm not sure if I'm going to try to fade. I know I want to go darker, but I'm not sure if I need to go lighter. This feels pretty darn awkward on this side. have also decided that I am not going to color on the other side of this tendrily viney branch, if that is what it is. I think I'm going to go over here. Actually using some heavier pressure, trying to get as much color out of this as I can. I think I'm nearing the 50-minute mark, so I think I will be calling it. I am not sure on these. I mean, I think the general idea is here. So I'm not sure if I'm going to come back and finish it with you guys, or if I should just finish it on my own. My goal is to be coloring every day and keep moving forward in this book. This is kind of my like free form, just color to color, not get all fancy pants, overthinking things. I'm trying to avoid the overthinking. So I'm just going to be adding this blue so it goes all the way inside each of these little bellflowers and then comes out in front of all of the flowers. And then I'm going to peek at whether I want to go in with a dark right close to this flower, and all in here I think needs to be darker. But other than that, I'm okay with it. And then I have to do something with those white pom-pom flowers. And it might depend on what I decide to do with the stars. So this was a little bit slow going, being my first time and being this silly inside of the cover over here on the right, which is really, really awkward. But it's good for me to have to break out of my comfort zone a little bit. So there you have it. That is my start. I have collected up all of the pencils that I used. Again, these are Amazon Basics, which I am working through my detailed walkthrough of per the poll, which I need to double check and make sure they are still in the lead of the poll. So I think I will try doing the rest offline. I need to go along this tendril and to get all this blue, but I don't want to be here forever. I want to try to make these, each of these, hopefully daily, 45 minutes a day. I'll chop out and speed up where I can to keep it a reasonable length of time. Hopefully you guys will enjoy seeing me actually color and do more than just do tests and things, which I love to do all the tests and things, but I also love to color. So do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, and subscribe, and tune in hopefully for tomorrow for the next part of this, of how I'm going to finish and wrap this page up, and perhaps wrap it up pretty quickly and then move on to this page next, which is going to be done in parts. I'll probably do different pencil sets, ping pong around. That'll be fun. All right, and as always, thanks for watching.